The CBC's Megan Fitzpatrick has been visiting various communities in Ontario during the campaign, and today she's in Sudbury, one of the largest mining hubs in the country. And just like in many other cities, affordable housing and drug addiction are major concerns. Megan, what are you learning about these issues in Sudbury?
Yeah, people might be familiar with Sudbury, Andrew, because of how it is such a mining hub. The sector here, very important to this community. More than 14,000 people are employed in businesses connected to it. It is a city that's been growing in size in the last couple of years in terms of its population. And what we're hearing, though, is that there's also a growing number of people in this city that are experiencing homelessness. And there's a high number of drug overdoses in this city as well, more so than in other parts of Ontario. And we met with two women yesterday that are on the front lines of these challenges. They're working hard to address them. One of them is Denise Sandel, who lost her son Miles to a toxic drug overdose in 2020. And after that, she set up a cross here on this site where we are. You can see all of the crosses here now. It's called Crosses for Change. She set up one cross and then it grew and grew as other loved ones of people who had died of overdoses set up tributes to their loved ones as well. She also started a charity called Sudbury Outreach Support, and every Sunday afternoon she distributes food and clothing and blankets and supplies to those in need, just a little bit away from where we're standing right now. We met up with her yesterday and we talked about the federal election with her and what she would like to hear the federal parties talking about. And she was talking about how she wants to hear about more investments for addiction services, for mental health care. She also said she understands that these issues are not necessarily front and center in this campaign, given other issues that are going on, like the trade war with the United States. But she feels like more attention does need to be paid to these issues. Here's some of our conversation.
I'd like to hear more about the opioid crisis and how they intend on dealing with what's happening. You know, not only do these people die, they leave behind a broken community, right? When your child or your parent or your brother, sister dies, that leaves behind a lot of broken people.
So she was talking about the ripple effect when a loved one dies. She was saying herself, she's heartbroken, but she says the work that she does now to try and help others who are facing the same struggles as her son did, that she's trying to turn her pain into purpose, she said. But Andrew, she was describing the situation here in Sudbury as dire, and that's pretty much how it was described by Carlette Garty. She's a community public health nurse that we met with yesterday, and we talked to her outside what used to be a safe consumption site that is closed down. It's not operating anymore. Next to it is an encampment that has sprung up where people experiencing homelessness are living. We talked to Carla there about what she wants to see the leaders talk about in this campaign. She noted that healthcare, for example, is a provincial responsibility, but she says there is a role for the federal government to be playing here. Take a listen.
I'm not seeing necessarily that fight from the federal perspective to push that evidence forward or to support the programs that are being dramatically reduced by our provincial counterparts. And we need the federal government to step in. I know that health is a provincial responsibility, but Canadians are everybody's responsibility.
So those issues of a lack of affordable housing, lack of access to mental health care and addiction services, top of mind for at least those two voters here in Sudbury, Andrew.
And tell us just about some other voters. What are you hearing from them on their priorities?
Yeah, as for other residents here in Sudbury, we chatted with people yesterday afternoon as they were heading into a basketball game in downtown Sudbury, and I was hearing about a range of issues that are important to people. Healthcare kept coming up over and over again. One woman saying that she and her husband do have a family doctor, but that doctor is over an hour away, and the older they get, making that trip back and forth is increasingly difficult. Also, housing affordability, taxes, a range of issues. Take a listen. Here's some of what I was hearing.
The economy, number one. Number two, getting our resources to international markets. And number three, looking after the veterans.
Important to me for sure is going to be the cost of everything, cost of living, housing costs, groceries, and also I think healthcare.
I know we have a homeless problem, so just trying to help out everyone here and get that covered, and also get the drug issues covered as well. So that's my big concern, really.
We were at a coffee shop earlier this morning, Andrew. I was talking to people there. One gentleman telling me that the U.S. trade war is top of mind for him, and that is influencing his vote. He says he plans on voting for the party whose leader he thinks can best handle that trade war. I met a 19-year-old young man who has already voted, casting his ballot early at an Elections Canada office because he was so keen and so eager to vote in his first federal election, and he had already made up his mind. And I've also talked to quite a few voters who are undecided. They have not made up their minds. One saying she probably will tune into the debates this week. Maybe that'll help her make her decision. But yeah, some people haven't made up their minds yet. Clock is ticking. A few more days for the candidates here in Sudbury's 2 ridings to try and earn their support before casting a ballot on April 28th. That's a little bit of what I've been hearing so far in Sudbury, Andrew.
Megan, thank you. The CBC's Megan Fitzpatrick live in Sudbury, Ontario.